Hi again then guys, and welcome to the first tune setup for one of the cars from GT Sport 1.53, and of course we're kicking off first of all with the Ford GT. Now I will be doing more than one tune for this car, not necessarily today, but we're kicking off first of all with a money earning build, of course on Blue Moon Bay. Any of you who have been around on the channel for a while will be more than familiar with this. Now straight off the bat, of course, this is not the most money you can earn from the event, but this car is certainly more beginner friendly. It's easier to win for some people if you have that little bit more power to work with. And of course it gives you an alternative to like a Porsche 911, for example. Now, as far as the tuning goes, you want to drop the weight as low as it can go. You want 68% power, which of course is N400. Traction control you definitely want turned off. We've got racing super soft tyres. As far as the brake balance, haven't touched that. For the suspension, we've increased the ride height just a little bit to 110mm. The frequency is as high as it can go, which might seem strange, but bear with me. That works very well for a number of cars on this circuit. We've got 7 and 5 for the anti-roll, as you can see. The compression and the rebound on the dampers are all as low as they can go. Then as far as camber, we've got 2 degrees on the front, 3 on the back. With, of course, neutral toe, no surprises there. The downforce you cannot adjust, obviously, with the active rear wing. As far as the diff, I've got the highest setting on all 3. You don't have to do that, but I'd recommend trying it. That works pretty well for me. And as far as finally the gearbox, it's a pretty simple one. You don't need to be too finessed about it. So we've got the fully customized transmission. I've gone for an auto setting of 199 miles an hour. Then I haven't touched the individual gears or the final drive at all. And that's more than good enough. So, of course, that's it for the tune, but what you want to see is what can this car do in the event, what kind of laps can it run, and of course how much cash can you earn with it. Now, as I mentioned earlier on, of course, in N400, this makes a very nice alternative to stuff like your more expected choices of Porsche GT3 RS and that kind of thing. So if you are a fan of the new Ford GT, this is a great way of adding a number of things at the same time through the same event. So you get mileage on your car, you get mileage points very quickly, you will instantly get your daily reward car after just one race on Blue Moon Bay, and of course you get 345,000 credits if you finish clean. So over the course of an hour you can do the race about 5 times, because it only takes seconds to restart the event, and it takes about 12 minutes each time. So it's a pretty nice little cash cow. It's not as good as something like the N300 Supra, of course, but at the same time, you've got a little bit more power to work with, and for a Ford GT fan, it's kind of a no-brainer. I would still recommend using my GT40 setup, because that is N300 and earns even more money. But, as I said, this is certainly a more forgiving car, it's a more beginner-friendly car, and also it's a lot cheaper to buy than a GT40 is. So overall, if you do decide to use this, I hope, of course, you have a ton of fun with it, and, of course, stick around on the channel for more tunes from 1.53. But for now, as always, thanks for watching.